On Book Review all this month, we're taking a look at motivational books. And we've come to find out that there's a lot of local motivational authors who are changing lives. Now, if you're scared of a big book, a thick book, and you ask yourself how you're going to get through it, not to worry. Someone has a solution for you. That's James Karundu, and it's a very small book. 7 Keys for Success Beyond Chance. Really small book, should be easy for you to go through it all and be able to obviously gain something from it. So let's speak to James and see what the book is about. So James, you are a success coach. What is that, and why do we need people like you in our lives?
Success coach is someone who helps one move from this step to the other, helping one to step up from where they are to another level.
You're not only a success coach and a motivational speaker, you've got other projects as well. Tell us about those.
As you said, one of them is being a motivational speaker. So I give motivational talks to schools, to colleges, organizations, churches. And apart from that, I'm also a Kumon instructor. I'm a mathematician. In fact, I'm actually the only mathematician who is a motivational speaker. So
your book, 7 Keys for Success Beyond Chance, it is small. It is quite easy to get through. Was that by design?
Yes, it was deliberate, because a lot of people are buying these big, thick motivational books that seems to have all the answers. And many people do not get to finish the books. So what I had, the idea I had was a book that contains 7 key ideas, 7 key things that you can do that can move you from this step to the next level. A book that you can read easily.
Why 7 steps, and why not 3 or 12 or 4 or 15? What is it about the number 7 that is so significant?
Well, there are several ways of looking at it. Number 1, 7 is, even from the scriptures, the number of completion. But also at the same time, there's this thing of needing to have a specific number of steps that you must take. I look at it both ways, the number of completion and also the need to be clear about how many steps I need to take for me to achieve my goal.
So it makes it easier to read and easier to follow through?
No, it makes it easier because you know there's step 1 or stage 1 or phase 1, and from that you move to the next phase. So it's easier even for you to see yourself succeeding, and it motivates you to go to the next one because you can see an end.
This is your first book. What was it like writing it? How long did it take to put it all together?
I think it was difficult at first, but when I got going, it became easier. First of all, why did I decide to write the book? Because I realized that I have a message. I have a message that I've been sharing that is resonating with my audiences. And the other thing is also because I've always wanted to write a book. I love reading and I've always wanted to write a book. As to whether it was easy, at first it was difficult. But then I got the hang of it. What did I do? I realized that what I needed to do was to record my talks. So I started recording my talks. And out of what I recorded, I transcribed. So at first it was difficult, but then I discovered the way to do it. Record my talks, and then out of that transcribe, and then edit, and then do a bit of research, then I got it done.
Tell us about one of the keys to success. You obviously talk about writing something in your notebook, something to be grateful about.
For me, one of the most profound is gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude, because we have so many challenges around us, and the challenges don't end, whatever your level of success. So having an attitude of gratitude is what makes all the difference.
So that's saying thank you for everything that happened.
Yes, but also I have a slightly different way of looking at it. If there was a Latin word for gratitude, then its meaning would be the following: that every time you're thankful, the effect of that is, thank you for this, send me more. That every time you're saying a thank you, in effect what you're saying is, thank you for this, whatever it is, send me more. In other words, there is no way you can expect more if you're not grateful for what you currently have. And also acknowledging that you have it. It is a starting point.
you've talked about writing something in a notebook, and I think
Yes.
that's very profound for you.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yes, it's part of what I've written in this book, which is putting into practice that attitude of gratitude. So how do you do it? What you do is you need to write something called a gratitude journal. So what is a gratitude journal? A gratitude journal is simply a book, a notebook. It can be as simple as a book like this. And every day what you need to do is sit down and write down at least 5 things that you're grateful for. What it does is this. You see, you're acknowledging and you're being thankful. It's almost as if you're changing the frequency of what's coming from you. It's like tuning a radio station. You're tuning from the dial of the challenges to the dial of what you want. So when you write that, you're literally changing the frequency of what's coming from you, and you're opening the pathway to receiving more. Many people who have been doing everything right but are not achieving the success they desire are being held back by one thing, and that is not integrating an attitude of gratitude in their daily lives. But an even more powerful use of gratitude occurs when you learn to be grateful in advance. Being grateful for what you know is coming. Yes.
Are you one of them?
Absolutely. I am. I have practiced that, and it has created almost a magical experience. Yes. Being grateful in advance. Yes.
You've moved quite a number of books. Is it true? Are Kenyans reading? Are we not?
I think we're getting there. I think the important thing is what is being written. Is it something that the Kenyans want to read? You see, there's a difference between what they want to read and what they need. So they do need these sort of messages, but what do they want to read? I believe they want to read books that are not very, very, very big. That's why I've written a short book. They want to read a book written by one of their own, their contemporary, somebody they can see. So I think we're getting there. All you need is a book, an exercise book or a notebook. And every day in the morning or in the evening, you sit down, take a few minutes, you write down today's date, and then always begin in the same way. Gratitude and blessings realized. In other words, you want to notice and record what you're grateful for and also the blessings you've realized in your life. So I would start number 1, 2, up to 5 minimum, but you can go on until 10. And then you start writing down what you're grateful for, what you realize at that particular moment. Great health and well-being. A loving family. A job. There is electricity in the house, I have money in my pocket. So anything that you can think about at that particular moment, the size does not matter. What matters is that you have noticed it and you have recorded it. Do that on a daily basis, at least once a day, preferably twice, in the morning and in the evening.
Well, you've heard it from James himself. One of the most important things is to be grateful for not only what we have, but for what we hope to have, for what is coming. And that way we have the end in sight and we can then work towards that. I hope that this is helping you because we've got lots of local examples.